What is up, ModCon? This is D from the Princess of Darkness team, and we're here today with Yoshino, who is from Amakusa, but Japan is very hard to find on this map, so I've put her here for the demo. So you might have heard that Paradox is working on a continent-sized map expansion, and that's a big deal for this mod, since it takes place in the real world, you know, the one with vampires in it. So, in order to put content in this continent, we've been doing a deep dive on all the Asia Vampire the Masquerade sourcebooks we could get our hands on, all the Dark Ages sourcebooks, all the modern sourcebooks, even high-quality fan supplements. And because even that is not enough to fill all of Asia with characters, we're also writing entirely new characters with our usual level of quality. Some of these characters are heroic, some are tragic, and some are funny. I'm quite partial to the guy who just wants to go fishing, and after he died, he went to hell, escaped hell by himself, and immediately went back to fishing. That could be you. However, characters are Scythia's specialty, and she can tell you much more in our interview. I'm here to talk about Yoshino, because Yoshino is not a landed character ruling over a county or a landless adventurer ruling over a camp, but a secret third thing. Let me show you what I mean. This is a fiefdom. When you're playing Vampire the Masquerade, the tabletop RPG, a city like this one is where your story takes place in. In fact, one of the great joys of the game is that you're encouraged to set your story in your hometown, and then you get to imagine where in your hometown all the vampires would hang out. Which institutions are they controlling from the shadows, and where are they having their mafia turf wars over territory? And now we have the technology to represent this in Crusader Kings. We have small towns, we have big cities, we have fiefdoms that are totalitarian, we have fiefdoms that are fragmented, we have failed experiments overrun by vampire hunters, and there's other creatures of the night for you to find. All of these cities are procedurally generated, using dangerous knowledge from evil sources, or some might say, math. Now, what you're seeing here is hot code, and a lot of it is experimental and subject to change, so I'm not going to go into detail about features that may or may not make it into the final version. I don't want to mislead you like that. But what I can do today is take you on a little adventure that represents the kind of gameplay that we're aiming for. So, Yoshino owns the Red Light District, which means she gets some bonuses from the district upgrades in there. Now, these aren't like buildings. You don't get a big list of them where you just get to choose the best one every time and plop it down, no big deal. Think of these more like loot that you have to find out in the world. Yoshino also owns a tavern, and there are some free upgrade slots there, so let's go get some loot. This is what it looks like when you start exploring a different fiefdom. As you can see, you start somewhere at the edge, and all of the districts are in Fog of War. You can reveal the mortal denizens of a district just by entering it, but if you want to learn more about the supernatural side, you'll have to explore your surroundings more thoroughly. But you also have to be strategic about it, since you don't have all the time in the world. So, put yourself in a spot where you can get as many districts at once. I find this very satisfying for some reason. It's kinda like popping bubble wrap. So now Yoshino is thinking, what is something you can put in a tavern? Something that everybody likes. Some nice decoration? No, nobody wants that. How about cats? Now that's a great idea, except it's a bad idea because these cats are in a district controlled by a vampire hunter. So she can't just knock on his front door and ask for them nicely or buy the cats off of him. She would have to be sneaky. She will do a cat heist. Oh my god, I could have said cat burglar. missed opportunity. Anyway, heists have been in the mod since last year. You've all seen those. And if you haven't seen those, go play Prince of Darkness. We have heists. Sneak around, dodge guards, have a grand old time. To make a long story short, Yoshino returns, cats in tow, and now she has cats in the tavern. Is that an upgrade? Should we have tried looking for beer instead? Maybe? Maybe you would put beer in your tavern, or maybe something else entirely. But our little demo ends here, and we hope you enjoyed this little appetizer for fiefdoms in Princess of Darkness.